After I found a bike, I started biking around the city of Davis, talking to people to get to know what makes Davis a bicycle-friendly city and how Davis differs from Ouagadougou in terms of commitment to bicycles.
There are a couple things that came about. There's one, in the late 50s, when the University of California at Davis became a full-scale, look at that bicycle out there going by, it's pretty interesting. That's Peter Wagner, who creates bicycle mutations of bike wheels. They're called whimsicles. But anyway, in the late 50s, when the University of California said Davis will be a full-scale campus, the chancellor in those times, late 50s, early 60s, was a gentleman by the name of Emil Mrak, M-R-A-K. And he grew up in the Midwest riding bicycles. So he said that as a UC campus, the Davis campus will be focused on pedestrians and bicycling for the inner campus, which meant as they grew, as the campus became larger, they decided to put gates around the inner campus so that it was more efficient to get across campus using a bicycle or using or walking. So that got in people's minds that if you want to go on to UC Davis campus, riding a bike is the best way to get there. The chancellor who followed Emil Mrak was a guy by the name of James Meyer. And he always rode a bike to work. So he demonstrated that that was a good idea. Plus, parking passes at UC Davis were very expensive, so people could save a lot of money and ride a bike.
I heard from Bob that the U.S. Bicycle Hall of Fame, which is a bicycle museum, has recently moved from New Jersey to Davis.
The U.S. Bicycling Hall of Fame is a wonderful attraction for people who want to learn about the history of cycling in the United States, particularly the racing history of cycling, and then also to learn about the history of the bike, the wonderful technological advances that have happened with the bicycle over a 150-year period.
Some university professors chose to bike to UC Davis, unlike in Ouagadougou, where bikes are considered as a means of transportation for poor people.
I've been biking since March of 1990 when I moved here. I brought a bike and I've used a bike almost exclusively. I do own a car, but I have only had a car for about 6 or 7 years in almost all of the time I've been here, and I only use my car rarely for trips outside of Davis.
For some of them, biking to work is a win-win situation.
Biking to work to me it's a win-win situation. It's good for me, it's good for my body, it's good for the environment. I save money by not having to park, and I have time to think when before I come to school. So I'm helping myself and I'm helping the world.
International students find Davis very bikeable as compared to their home country's cities.
You know, Santiago, it's a big city with a lot of big avenues and streets, and it's not easy to, it's not safe to ride bike.
What I really the most about biking in Davis is that people respect rules. Most car drivers respect people in a bike, which for me is very important.
I love this town. It's bikes all over the place. Bike lanes, people ride bikes, you have grounds for bikes, people do lots of fun with them. And it motivated me to buy a new bike here. One of the nice things I found it here, you can take your bike on buses and train.
Biking in the city of Davis is not only a means of transportation or leisure, but also a way for people to get together and raise money for communities.
The Davis Bike Club is one of the largest cycling clubs in the country. I think the membership is well over 400 cyclists. People of all ages and all different types of cyclists, and they sponsor a number of organized rides throughout the year. And then as a part of that, the bike club is the Davis Bike Club race team. And that's one of the most successful race teams in the Northern California, Nevada area.
I'm riding for NorCal AIDS Ride, and basically we all raise up anything over $1,700, and we have a 4-day ride this spring. And we raise money for all the local AIDS associations in Sacramento.
May is Bike Month in Davis, during which people of all ages are encouraged to bike. Tim and Philip liked this idea, but thought they could do better.
May's Bike Month is a Sacramento organization that tries to encourage people to bicycle. And their goal is for May to have 1 million miles. So they don't care if they're recreational or commuting miles. So basically, you know, it's a great idea. Well, we liked the idea of that, but we thought we could do better, which is kind of how we came about the whole site. We thought there was like 3 things wrong with their idea. First, it's only 1 month. We bicycle year-round, so we wanted to fix that. The second one is they counted recreational miles, which we don't count. We only count miles that offset car miles and count towards CO2, reducing greenhouse gases. And